Greetings again. Welcome to this second video on relationships. The first one was about the purpose of relationships, because they don't just happen randomly. And this next one is to outline the most powerful strategy about relationships, and that is to know what's going on. Because if you don't know what's going on, it's pretty hard to deal with what is going on. So let's begin with a 10-stage cycle. This 10-stage cycle, by the way, comes from the tarot. I tell you that because it's been around for a while. It's a proven strategy and has done the test of time. Thousands of years, in fact. So when you first get into a relationship, we go into a stage of what's called primal gazing. Primal gazing is when everything seems so perfect. You get together and it's just great. And basically it's because the chemistry is there. The spiritual connection has been made. It just feels right. In the beginning, we tend to look at all the good parts and ignore the bad. So it's just a wondrous, wonderful time. It feels great. The sex is great. The conversations are great. It doesn't matter what you do. You keep looking into what's so fantastic. It's the best feeling in the world. And sometimes it's the best time that you can have in your whole life. In any relationship, it only happens once, because there's only ever one first meeting. And this is the first meeting. And then because we are going on so well, we decide, let's go into the next stage. Well, we don't decide we're going to go to the next stage, but the next stage arises where we have to make some commitments. And these are not big commitments, or they could be big commitments depending on the cycle you're in. This could be about marriage, but normally it's about, let's make a few little rules so that we keep this relationship going. Let's say we're going to be together every Wednesday night. We could even move in together. Or it could be something smaller. Let's say we are monogamous and we meet each other for lunch or something like that. But we make a commitment to commit ourselves to each other. We do that, and the next stage it goes on to is celebration. And we celebrate because we've got together, we've made this commitment, and it's really working. And it's feeling fantastic. It really is. These first three stages, by the way, this is when the relationship is really, really fantastic. It feels really great, and this is the best thing you've ever done. But to have a bigger cycle, this first stage can be courting, the second stage can be marriage, and the third stage can be having a baby. This third stage means that you've now producing something together which neither of you could do alone. But as we know, all good things must come to an end. And so we go to the next stage, which is a stage of when we feel betrayed. Now, we're not necessarily being betrayed, but we feel betrayed. Suddenly we start to say, hey, it's not as good as we thought it was. All those things which didn't matter before, now they do matter. And what's really happening is you're starting to see the full picture. Up until now, you've been seeing only half the picture, which is all the good stuff, mostly. But now you're starting to feel the full picture and you say, some of these things I don't like. And I can see problems coming up ahead. So then you move into the next stage, which is saying, am I willing to stay or willing to go? I'm going to withdraw and isolate myself. And I do withdraw and isolate myself because I say, for me, is this the right relationship for me? Should I stay in this relationship or should I leave this relationship? Well, at this stage, we stay in the relationship, so we go to the next stage, which is, let's wait and see. This is the stage of procrastination. The problem with procrastination is you can go on for a long, long time, too long. And so we're procrastinating, we're just taking too long. But we now find out when we go to the next stage why we procrastinate for so long. Because in the next stage, we're going to deal with the demons. Now, these demons, they aren't necessarily to do with your partner. Your partner, at this stage, will be triggering up these demons for you, and you'll be triggering up the demons for them. And you could start blaming each other and saying, hey, isn't this terrible? I've got to get out of this relationship because this person I'm with now, they're no longer what I thought they were. Because I'm getting all this stuff comes up and it's their fault. Well, those demons are yours. Whatever's coming up has been yours, has been there for a long, long time, usually from childhood. And they've come up now because, yeah, sure, your partner's triggered them up because that's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to trigger these up so that you can deal with these. A lot of people at this stage get out and say, no, I've had enough of this, I'm going off, and they go off and have an affair or go off and get another partner. Doesn't matter, they're going to keep coming around to this same spot every time because these demons, they have to be dealt with. This is your stuff, this is your emotional stuff, this is the stuff that you're stuck with. These are your stuck berries, which is the title of another video that's coming. But this is all the emotions which are stuck and buried inside you and have been there for many, many years. And now they come up to say, okay, I've had enough of this. And so if you stay together and keep working on those stuck berries, guess what? It gets worse. Because now you go to the stage of resolution, which I call 4:30 a.m. Why 4:30? Because it's always darkest just before dawn. This is the stage where you've got to resolve things. And of course, when you resolve things, you can't fake it. You've got to go right in there, get right to the bottom and deal with it right down there. It doesn't take long to deal with it once you get to it, but you've got to get to it. And of course, we can resist because the real answer we're looking for is not in this mindset. So this is not just a time of resolution. It's also a time of breakthrough or breakdown. Exactly the same spot. Growth and development happens right here. When you've got a breakthrough from resolving and you break through into the next stage, which is happiness. And it can happen in a heartbeat. In the click of the fingers, it can happen. 1 minute you're feeling absolutely terrible, there's no resolution. Next thing, you're feeling happy, you're feeling invigorated, and you've got opportunities all around you. You've truly broken through. These opportunities may or may not have always been there, but they're certainly there now, and you see them. And you can see what you couldn't see before. And now you're saying, wow, we've got ourselves a better and more powerful relationship, better than we've ever had before. And it's so good that you now go on to the next stage, which is attraction, because you start to attract even more opportunities. You get more attractive to each other, and other people want to know you because they say, hey, I want a bit of this. This is really good. And during this stage, you usually choose an opportunity. Because as these opportunities come, they say, right, I'm going to take up these new opportunities, whatever they be. It might be a new business. It might be a different style of relationship. It might be whatever. But I'm going to choose to take this on. And of course, when you take up a new opportunity, it's going to go around the cycle again. But this time it's going to go straight to commitment. Because remember I said, primal gazing happens but once. And so now you've got this 9-stage cycle. You keep on going round and round and round. And as you go round and round and round and deal with it, you go spiraling upwards, 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 and you're getting more and more growth and development. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a simply wonderful relationship. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next video.